YouTube. Thought I'd talk about going to prison. A lot of young people ask me about prison, They seem to be worried about what would happen if they go to prison, how they should act if they go to prison, what to do. But the best thing is just not go to prison. Don't do anything to get yourself in trouble to go to prison, But if you're going, like in Missouri, it's different than some other states, You don't want to act like a badass or anything, Does rape happen? Yes, it does, but it's rare in Missouri. Usually it's people trying to turn people out. The young people coming in, they try to turn them out. They, pressure them, try to scare them, intimidate them, into choosing up with somebody, And then, and once that happens, there's no going back, If you choose up with somebody, it's over with. Everybody's going to consider you a boy, And just go in there and be yourself. Don't try to, be tough or anything, because they're going. If you do that, if you try to act like you're bad or something, you're definitely going to get tried. I wouldn't right away just try to look for friends. I mean, you're going to find somebody sooner or later that you can hang out with, I mean, you just start. Don't act too scared either, Don't be afraid to take a shower, stand outside your cell and do nothing, Go out in the yard, walk around. I mean, you're there. You're going to have to sooner or later anyway, So, if you see a card game, maybe just watch for a little bit, Somebody may ask if you want to play, and that's how you start hanging around people. You get to know them a little at a time, Somebody may, hey, you want to play, get in here, play a game of cards, and then you get to know them, and may find out later that you don't like them, but that's how you get to know people. You just don't walk up to them and just start talking to them, If you have to talk to somebody that's in their cell, don't just walk up and look in their cell, knock, wait for them to answer, and I've told people this too, that's while I was in prison. Don't walk around in the wing, pod, whatever you want to call it. We call it wings here in Missouri. In your shower shoes, unless you're going to the shower. I mean, you never know when something's going to happen, and you don't want to be in your shower shoes. Will you have to fight? That depends on the prison, but most likely, yes. I mean, you're probably going to get tested. Somebody's going to disrespect you. I've never known anybody, even lames, that's never went any amount of time without going to the hole. I just don't know anybody. If you don't go to the hole for something that you did, a lot of times you'll get rolled up for something that you're not guilty of. That's happened to me a few times. I remember one time we used to be able to order these Panasonic radios, and they would take the mics out of them. And the reason why is because years ago there was a sergeant that hated this guy, and he recorded her talking bad to him and had it sent out to his lawyer. Got him in trouble. So now having a mic in your stereo is considered a institutional risk. But anyway, they forgot to take one out of the one I bought. It was a Panasonic double cassette, and one day these people were making mics, for their stereos and stuff, and the staff found out about it, so they was going around checking stereos, and they found out mine had a mic in it. Well, mine was a real mic. It wasn't homemade or anything. And long story short, they put me in the hole for 4 months on an investigation, and while they listened to all my tapes, make sure there was no staph on them. And so you can get wrote up for anything, Anybody who says that guards only write you up when you're guilty, it's bullshit, And then when you get teamed, they'll find you guilty based on the officer's statement and findings. But anyway, I'm getting off the subject here. The thing is, I was also asked that, I'm kind of small. Will I do all right in prison? Let me tell you something. It's not, size does help. Being good with your hands help. I wasn't the best with my hands, but I would fight. And that's the main thing. It's not, can you fight? It's if you can fight. Will you fight? If it comes down to it, will you? It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter if you get whooped. It just hurts for a day or two. But this one small kid asked me, he says, I'm small, what am I going to do? I said, somebody says something wrong, disrespect you, you punch them in your shit. Simple as that. That's all you got to do. And the worst people in prison that's considered the worst in Missouri are the people with sex cases and child cases. But this ones were like the guy's like 18 or something, and the girl was like 16 or something like that. That kind of gets overlooked, as long as it wasn't a rape, as long as it was consensual, it kind of gets overlooked, because the statutory rape thing is usually the parents, getting mad at the guy and having charges brought against him, But just be yourself, stay active, try to improve yourself while you're in prison, in any way, mentally, physically, try to learn, and don't learn bad things. You can learn a lot of prisoners, convicts, talk about their crimes, and so they kind of exchange ideas of what to do and stuff. You don't want to do that. If I was you, I'd stay away from gambling and drugs and the boys. All three of them will get you in trouble. You get in debt with the drugs, or you'll have a falling out with somebody over drugs. Gambling, you'll get in debt, and a lot of times it's you don't know, especially new people. They go up to a poker table and there'll be a couple people that's playing, and they're working together against you. You know, so you really ain't got a chance. And so stay away from those three things. If you're in a state that where the yard is separated by race, you know, make sure you stay with your kind. You know, don't go to a weight pile where your kind's not at. You know, it's not like that in Missouri. You don't have to worry about that in Missouri. But still, people kind of stay with their own in Missouri, you know. But that doesn't mean that you can't talk to other races, you know. It happens all the time, but people are still like in their little groups, you know. And let's see, what else should you not do? Oh, in Missouri, it's mandatory that you have a food service job. It's mandatory that you get your GED. And so those are things you're going to have to deal with too, you know. Stuff happens in the kitchen, you know. Fights all the time. And workers and stuff. Or they'll try to get somebody, intimidate somebody new back off in the corner in a blind spot or something. Just fight, you know. I mean, you got to think of yourself. Would you rather fight and get beat up, you know, get whooped? Or would you rather be somebody's boy? I mean, to me, that's simple. Just fight. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. All right, that's about all I have for you today. And hope none of you guys go to prison that were out. I hope that the ex-cons who are out don't go back. Let's try to stay out. You know, do our best and prove to everybody that we can make it out here. And if you like the video, hit the like, share this video, subscribe, and see you next time.